We're very glad that you could join us today. We're fortunate to have Dr. Jack Ruckman with us, who will explain to us how gold processing can impact the environment. So, Dr. Ruckman, you've been in the mining industry for a while. What exactly is your role?
I work with an analysis of the materials to determine if they have value, what that value might be, assessing the nature of the ore, and then determining what the best method would be in order to get the value out of the ore.
So you've been doing this for some time now.
Do I look that old? Yes, we've been at it for quite a while.
Dr. Ruckman, could you explain to us how gold processing impacts the environment?
Depending upon the nature of the entity that's doing the mining, it can be very detrimental, or it can be done in a manner that is can even improve the environment. But you need to be oriented in that vein in order for it to happen.
So there are ways of processing gold that will actually help the environment.
The mining itself is the thing that upsets a large amount of land. And so if they're going to pull the ore from the land, take it somewhere else and do something with it, then they need to be able to have a program that will make it so that the ore is not returned to the spot with detrimental elements that can be leached into the environment and cause health problems and that sort of thing. So the ore is taken away from the place, it's crushed, pulverized, the values are taken out of it, and then the ore is brought back to that spot after there's been the removal of the detrimental elements. And then you plant the right types of plants that will grow in that and refurbish it. Another way is with they just heap leach. They will take the ore and they'll put it into a spot where they believe it will look a lot like what the land looked like previously when they're through with it. And then they wash the material and they make sure that the cyanide or whatever they're using as a lixiviant is washed out of it, and it's been restored, and they replant it, and then people driving by just think it's part of the mountain. But making certain that the detrimental materials have been removed is an important aspect. For instance, if you are using cyanide in order to take the gold out, then you're going to take the gold out of the cyanide. Then what do you do with the cyanide that is left? Mm-hmm. And there are means for converting the cyanide to something that is not objectionable. And so there is a process that's set up and agreed to among the miners and the processors and the environmental entities, and they're very careful about seeing that every aspect of these agreements are followed.
So are you finding a trend towards being more environmentally aware when they're processing?
Yes. Yes, the old-timers didn't seem to worry about that much. They thought there's a great huge world out here and we're not really going to affect it much. But now we understand that if we don't take care of the environment, we're asking for big trouble.
So Dr. Ruckman, where exactly do you see the future heading? What do we have to look forward to?
I think we're going along the right track. We're trying to find all of the variety of methodologies for recovering the metals and doing them in a responsible manner so that when we're through, we either have not affected the environment terribly, or we've in some manner improved it.
So do you find that they're being more innovative in seeking environmentally safe methods for mining of gold and processing those materials?
Yes, there's organizations that are set up specifically for that, and as long as they are following the edict, then things do get better. I have experienced perhaps some people who are in political positions who used those positions and were not necessarily oriented toward the environment. And there are some ways that they can get around doing things that are politically expedient.
Right.
But in my experience, that's not it's not the mode.
Well, we appreciate all that you've taught us today about how gold processing impacts the environment, because as we've seen, it's very important that we preserve the earth. We've watched how it's all connected, and we want to make sure that it's sound and available for our children, grandchildren, and those to come, and that we leave a legacy of good in our wake. So thank you for joining us today. Appreciate you coming. And for more information, you can join us on our website at www.windsorgoldpartners.com. Thank you.